It was observed that herdsmen are creating camps in different places in Ekiti State. This was observed in government forest reserves, where they were undergoing military training. In accordance to the report prepared by a committee set up by Ekiti Council of Elders, the herdsmen are involved in armed robbery and kidnapping acts in different parts of the state, but the police claim that they have not observed any such acts. The herdsmen activities was reported by the committee on November 2019, was discussed as the January 2020 meeting of ECE, where Yoruba leader Professor Banji Akintoye said it should be made available to all South-West governors amid the raging battle to legalize Amotekun, the outfit raised by the governors to combat insecurity challenge in the region. Akintoye insisted that Amotekun had come to stay and commended the Yoruba governors for the good work. The influx of non-indigenous into Ekiti has reached a critical level. There is palpable apprehension in the minds of many indigenes of the potential negative consequences of this influx, especially as there is a feeling of loss of control over this development. The report in its introduction noted, over the course of many years now, the Ekiti Council of Elders have received notices of this apprehension as well as observed same as individual members of various communities. The issue was finally brought forward for discussion with the council during its February 2019 monthly meeting. As a result of the Committee on Land Usages by Non-Indigenes was constituted as its monthly meeting on March 2019. This committee is to look into the land usages by non-indigenes and advise the council regarding appropriate actions that will safeguard the interests of the indigenes, especially in the long run. In the course of its work, the committee, according to the report, made visitation to royal fathers and their chiefs in Ado Ekiti, Ijeru Ekiti, Ikere Ekiti, Ise Ekiti, Okeako Ekiti, and Eda Oniyo Ekiti, interviewing stakeholders. To make the visitation interactions more meaningful, 2 sets of questionnaires were prepared. One set addressed the concerns of the township, while the other addressed the concerns of the countryside, the report said. For both the township and countryside, the key elements of the questionnaires include the nature of tenancies, payments, settlement patterns, and whatever else the indigenes considered of significance to their relationships with the non-indigenes. In regards of the countryside, mining and cattle rearing issues were additional elements of the questionnaire. On its major findings in Ekiti Township, the ECE committee said in some areas, buildings are deliberately occupied at best legally to create ethnic havens. This is especially the case among the Hausas, who tend to live apart in their Sabo enclave. Over time, Sabo neighborhoods become autonomous communities with regards to commercial, residential, and cultural activities, thus becoming a law unto themselves. In the same vein, the Igbo community, while being more integrated in residential and cultural activities, often create distinct commercial enclaves where indigenes cannot readily participate in the commercial enterprises in which they are engaged. Notably, they are also increasingly developing in distinct worship centers, Igbo and Igbo churches. Their findings, he said, on its major findings on land usages in the countryside, he stated, pastoralists, notably herdsmen, present a different set of problems in their land usage activities. Initially, they tend to seek permission to settle on the land and graze their cattle, albeit temporarily. However, they soon roam freely beyond the area in which they are permitted to graze their cattle on. Many natives claim that such encroachments are perpetrated by new arrival of pastoralists. This claim has, however, been challenged by people who reported to have caught and challenged such herders speaking Ilorin dialect. Those herders are reported to constantly graze their cattle on farm crops with impunity. Initially, when accosted, they would pay some compensation. Over time, however, they just ignore the complaints and claims of their landlords and other farmers. Some are even reported to seek confrontation by asking farmers whether they want to fight over their crops which these herders are grazing on. Indeed, there are cases of these herdsmen raping, maiming, and killing on the indigenes without provocation, while the herdsmen in illegal encroachment and ravaging of farmlands across the length and breadth of Ekiti State. The people of the savannah belts in Okeako, Ipalo, Itakpaji feel especially oppressed. These people believe that their plight is aggravated by nearby dams constructed by the Odua Investment Corporation. As a matter of fact, they want these dams demolished as they serve as watering holes for cattle in their migrations from Senegal to the Horn of Africa. Illegal commercial exploitation of agricultural produce is yet another finding of the committee. In many places where herdsmen have successfully dislodged indigenes from their farmlands, these herdsmen reportedly exploiting and selling of produce. Such produce include fruits like oranges, mangoes, and bananas. They also include cash crops like cocoa, plantain, and cashew. Some Marabouts are also reportedly buying large tracts of farmland from ignorant chiefs and heads of households. Thereafter, they legitimize the transaction by obtaining certificates of occupancy. Then they proceed to erect facilities for the practice of their occupation in utter disregard of existing local government or state government regulations and bylaws. There is also the issue of banditry. Rogue elements among the herdsmen are said to be establishing camps in various places in the state, notably in government forest reserves, where they engage in some kind of military training. Some of their activities include armed robbery and kidnapping on the highways within the state and in neighboring states. These bandits are reportedly capable of moving rapidly from their venues of operation to other hideouts and even other camps outside the state as the case may require. The serious problems at hand. Professor Philip Adetiloye, who also attended the meeting where the ECE committee report was discussed, called for more efficient use of our land in Ekiti. Adetiloye observed that only 10% of Ekiti land is being cultivated, hence outside from near and far come to occupy the land. This has led to some serious problems in some local government areas, the professor lamented. He argued government to come up with programs to promote productive land utilization by indigenes. Chief Elekolusi, a former commissioner under the Second Republic adjacent administration in Ondo State, on his part called for a way to resolve violence in Okiako Cattle Ranch. Professor Layo Idowu, another ECE member, referred to his paper on the invasion of cassava and maize plantations in Ekiti by cattle rearers, hoping that with Amotekun, the situation will become a thing of the past. The state deputy governor Otumba BC Egbiyim, also a member of ECE in attendance at the meeting, pledged to carry the message of the elders to Governor Kayode Fayemi. When contacted on the reported military training for herdsmen, the police public relations officer, Ekiti State Command, Mr. Sunday Abutu, said, "We are not aware of any of such training going on. The command is not aware. Whoever has such information should let us know and we would take action. We did a press release about 2 weeks ago when we heard information about influx of strange people into Ekiti, and we told the public that if they see any strange faces, they should report to the nearest police and we would take the necessary action. A press release has been done on that and we urge the public to give us useful information that could lead to monitoring and arrest of such strange faces in our midst. Up till now, no response from the public, but we are still expecting information from the public." Wow. Are you sure, guys, that the police the police people are really saying the truth, that they are not aware? Even when they have heard some things, are they not supposed to go underground to do some investigations themselves? They are waiting for the public. They have given you an they've hinted you of what is about to happen or what has been happening. Your duty now is for you to go and do your findings. They cannot tell us that they don't know what is happening. We know conspiracy that has been ongoing. Now, with this little information you have gathered, what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? And just like the deputy governor said, he's going to take the information, from the elders, the findings of the elders, all that they have gathered, all this information to the state governor. Are you sure something is going to happen so soon? We are talking about Edo State, Delta State, Ekiti State has been off and on with this Herdsmen. Ondo State, we know the way all those ones operate with Herdsmen. Everybody knows that. Now, with what is happening now, they are getting training. The same thing when it happened to the Afeniferi's leader's daughter, the Fashoranti's daughter. When people said these people have a base, there's a bush that they always operate and come out from. The police said no, nothing like that. Even one lawmaker came and said and confirmed that it happened, that even tried to make some logistics, some preparation for the police to be able to work with. But at the end of the day, nothing happened. But from the angle of the government, they will tell you nothing is happening. Nothing is happening. Police will tell you that they are not aware. Nothing, they are not always aware. You want to tell us that after all these findings by this committee, yet the police will still be telling you that they are not aware of this whole thing. Telling that they are still waiting for the public. You are still waiting for the public. What have you done? You are still waiting for the public. What investigation have you really done? Nothing. The people should continue to do what they know how to do, and they should not relent. Because if you wait for these people, it might not be easy. But with the report we are having that these people are getting training, of course, with the coming of Amotekun, you expect them to fold their hands. They know that there's fire on the mountain. Amotekun is a serious business. It's really a serious business. So, guys, let us have your take concerning the findings of these elders or this committee saying that these people are getting training, military training, and that. Let's have your take. Thank you very much. Bye.